Hi, GC News. Nima Bawumia Akwaba had the latest and hot news in one and Bremo. Anuti se winner subscriber ya Bomodia say over subscribe to the channel no. Yobayana say over click the subscribe button. Now what barely notification no. We answer new video be upload. When a first person I will say I become a yes video I feel we are now one like video give us a thumbs up nothing. Share my offer so now when you be here now won't be a possible ever done anymore. I feel young here and summer abeto ye also. A ambulance case won't send me for fretaming our day a Ato Forson minority leader in parliament and near Jakpa Ekujina court. Now you need summer course so audio tape nearly key and come a year with Japan go for damage attorney general be in a copy of court near them. Now when a court echo as sitting to say a year. Ato Forson Jakpa no Yajaw to say acquits and a discharge. Now you share a story I told about 5 years as we are about to be a story. Or say Court of Appeal acquits and discharge Ato Forson Jakpa in ambulance case. Okay, I will say the Court of Appeal has acquitted and discharged Dr. Ato Forson, the former Deputy Minister of Finance, in the trial of some ambulances purchased in the name of Ghana. Ambulances via Ato Forson the Deputy Minister of Finance. Akoto who said Sammy, and then the court was sitting to say the also I will say this was confirmed by Ato Forson, who is also the current minority leader in Parliament, after the news of the new development started flooding. After news of the new development started flooding social media, and it is someone Ato Forson and the confirm we not say appeal social media for sending a message. In a test broadcast message that was shared on WhatsApp, it read, the Court of Appeal has just acquitted and discharged Honorable Ato Forson. That is a Court of Appeal, not to say Ato Forson, to say the Jano on a rich Jakpa is only a free person on beating and Nantia, yeah, how money. Now, a year. Story. We are not feeling a year said a parliament. One were coming a year Ato Forson our parliamentarians the minority side of who see I won't be a Medina Bremona. Any country report your course so a year discharging a year a year Ato Forson any Richard Japan India and somewhere a course of India.
Information reaching us is that the Court of Appeal has just acquitted and discharged the minority leader, Dr. Ato Forson. Let's get details on that, and I will take you back to the Education Ministry press conference shortly. My colleague Benjamin Akapo is in the studio. Benjamin, what are we learning?
So what we're learning is that, there was a case before the Court of Appeal trying to find out about the viability of this case, whether there was a case or no case. Now, from what information we are gathering, by a 3-2 decision, there's been a submission of no case on this. I just had an interaction with the spokesperson for the Attorney General's Department who says he has not seen the full ruling of the court and so doesn't want to get into the details of it, but he can confirm that there has been such a ruling by the Court of Appeal. The question is, what does this mean for the High Court process that was going on before Justice Ifyasewa? And those are the details that we need to get currently.
Just yesterday, we know that the Chief of Defense Staff was before the court as Richard Jakpa, the third accused in this case, subpoenaed him to appear before the court because the issue about how he was discharged and released from the service became an issue of contention because the AG had presented documentation before the court that suggests that he was dismissed on misconduct grounds. But unfortunately, that did not appear in the release letter that the CDS had a copy of, and the AG apparently did not even send a request to the CDS demanding his release letter, and that happened yesterday. Just
yesterday, it raised a number of questions, and now we're getting into this case again with the Court of Appeal putting a damper, so to speak, on this. But let's also hear from Latif Idris. He reports from court for us. He joins the conversation. Latif, good morning. What more can you tell us about this latest ruling, so to speak, of the Court of Appeal? What does it mean for the trial of Dr. Ato Forson and the other accused before the High Court?
Well, so thanks. This is a shattering news, particularly for the prosecution, and I'm referring to the Attorney General Department. because the Attorney General's Department and prosecution, for that matter, had a window open to secure this 2.37 million euros that Richard Jakpa and Dr. Ato Forson were said to have caused as a loss to the Republic of Ghana. They refused that offer and went on to prosecute Richard Jakpa and Dr. Ato Forson in court on criminal grounds for causing financial loss to the state. Now, with this Court of Appeals ruling, it means Ghana has lost that chance of securing that 2.37 million euros, and Richard Jakpa and Dr. Ato Forson are going to walk as women on the streets of Accra from today, because what we expect to happen in court in the next 2 hours or even less is that the trial judge is going to announce this ruling by the
and
Court
when you say
of
trial
Appeal
judge, you mean
in court.
Justice
And
Efiasewa.
that will bring finality to the matter for Dr. Ato Forson and Richard Jakpa to walk free. Ben.
Bringing you this breaking story of the acquittal and, of course, the discharge of Dr. Ato Forson. But just to clarify with you, you were saying that in the coming hours, it would imply that Justice Efiasewa will then have to, give this notice, serve this notice at the High Court that this is indeed what has happened. Does it mean, technically, that Dr. Ato Forson has been acquitted and discharged? But hold on to that. Let me just bring in Eduji Tamaklo. He's a member of the legal team of the NDC. Eduji Tamaklo, a very good morning to you. You are the director of the legal section of the NDC. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, and good morning to your viewers.
It's good to have you join the conversation. This morning, there's been some anxiety, some lack of clarity on this matter. We want to hear from you. We hear the Court of Appeal has ruled 3-2 in favor of a submission of no case on the Dr. Ato Forson matter before it. Is that the reality, and what does that ruling mean for the High Court?
Okay, so what happened is that, as you are aware, when the prosecution called as many as, I think, 5 witnesses.
Indeed.
After they called, we did what, and they said they closed their case, we did what is called a submission of no case. Now, this submission of no case that we did, the judge ruled that a case has been made. And so, therefore, we should open our defense. Now, immediately the judge made the order that we should open our defense. We immediately appealed it. It is that appeal against the ruling on the submission of no case that was determined today. And in the wisdom of the majority, the decision by the trial court to ask us to open our defense was wrongful.
In other words,
that's what it is.
In other words, this means that the entire process that has taken place in the High Court, including yesterday's, cross-examination of the CDS and the third accused and all of that, it means all of that
aborted. Yes, sir.
I see. What then happens to the High Court, Justice Efiasewa? What will be the next moves we can expect of her in the coming hours then?
I have no idea.
Once the Court of Appeal delivers...
The orders of the Court of Appeal is what stands.
Yes, but I'm asking, once the Court of Appeal has ruled in this manner, what will follow from the High Court?
That ends it. Bound to comply.
So it means, technically, legally speaking, that the case is dead and as Ato Forson acquitted, discharged. That's what it means.
That's what the court said.
In an instance like this, since you appealed in a submission of no case, which now the Court of Appeal has upheld, can this case be taken further? And you know where I'm going, to the apex court, the Supreme Court.
I don't know what can happen.
But it's a possibility, right?
Legally, anybody can decide to do whatever.
So you're basically saying that legally, the Attorney General's Department could decide to take it a step further to the apex court.
I don't speak for them.
No, but you're a lawyer. I mean, technically, that could be done, right?
Look, I just want to limit my conversation to what has happened today.
Right.
What will happen tomorrow next? I don't know. Do you know?
Well, I don't. But I know that technically, in the legal sense, that could be done. From the end of, since...
Benjamin, why were you asking me if you knew it?
Well, I just wanted to hear from you as well, Eduji Tamaklo. But how much of a victory is this for you in the NDC, especially as you've represented some of the parties in this case?
I want to thank the Almighty God for snatching my client from the jaws of prosecution, and to thank the distinguished judges who today, in their conclusion, indicated that they have to demonstrate fidelity to the law. We are exceedingly grateful to them. I say no more.
Just a final bit of clarity for us before you go. So does this also mean, like our court correspondent was saying, that the 2.37 million, or at least what had been proffered to be paid by the accused, it means the state is going to lose that money and they are also going to be free because the AG decided not to accept?
Who said the accused should pay 2.something million?
I know that there was some voluntary payments that was put forward and the AG's department rejected it. Is that not the case?
I'm not interested in that conversation.
I'm just asking, but you know of something of the sort, aren't you?
The Attorney General,
don't you?
Attorney General have a choice. We are all responsible for the choices we make.
No, but I'm just trying to. So that means that money has been lost, right?
I don't want to. You know.
All right. Thank you very much. Eduji Tamaklo is head of the legal team of the NDC. We did have Lateef Idris on the line. I just wanted clarity on that point. Lateef Idris, are you still with us?
I'm with you, Ben.
Lateef, so you heard Eduji on that matter. Does it mean we've lost the sum of money that the accused were willing to pay?
Yes, so Eduji is a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. He's a lawyer. He doesn't want to run in that particular territory. But if you recall, this was a proposal put forth by Bixby and Richard Jakpa. They made it to the Attorney General or prosecution for that matter that they were willing to pay the 2.37 million back to the state. The state rejected that offer and went ahead to prosecute them, put them before court for causing financial loss to the state. In the terrain of legality, we do not know.
Well, thank you, Lateef. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost connection. Bringing you some update on the court case between Ato Forson and the state. He has been discharged and acquitted.
Yo, for when breaking news are Ato Forson, Ato Forson, minority leader in parliament, on the Richard Jakpa one case here, ambulance case, Akufo-Addo one court, who sent CC to say Akoto me discharge one who Eddie, no, a year. Minority one parliament to say one to a year day, I share a year and so on summer a bit too dry. I say, chance of Danance and white Yankees, how NDC MPs welcome Ato to parliament. It's a quite wonderful so the and our to parliament, you know. Okay, I was say after what for them was a long battle with the law, and from what they believe all along was a persecution in error. Members of parliament on the minority side could not hide their joy as they welcomed their leader back to the floor of the house. They say again, say one day, Ato Forson and our web said one shares Akis yesterday, and then they'll say this was after his victory at the Court of Appeal in the case of some procured ambulances for the state between 2014 and 2016. I say the government of Akufo-Addo decided to persecute the former Deputy Minister of Finance, Dr. Ato Forson, on charges of willfully causing financial loss to the state and intentionally misapplying public property. It is a year crown fast one to a year ambulance and some units say on a man aboka. The noon a year one day will put in a brand new and a year up to court about in Semina up to every. Now, I don't know what could be parliament. I share every year parliamentarians no edu or no human now 1 or 2 ever for them. Yeah, share a year the course. 1 or 2 and Dana see. But I need we waiting for that is a breaking news. My dear Brahman, a year Richard Jakpa and Ato Forson on a minority leader in parliament to say court class to say appeal court eternal yabo is a million to say Akoto and a discharge on the bit me Akufo-Addo 1 year and Vianney and Hopeson Adorye maybe a brown because this news so and our hero. So when you subscribe, yeah, or more than say subscribe, like it, now feel so what share is answer how dear. Latest and hot music enemy Bremo. Also waiting actually what we are finding and so we now our comment boxing Mobati in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.